Welcome everybody to Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave. As always, we have Big Ben and Wade on for
Hello.
today's show. So before we get started into today's show, we'll go ahead and give a shout out to our friends there over in Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. Wade, go ahead and tell us about all the good food over there at Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar.
Of course, Bay Leaf Indian Restaurant and Bar located in downtown Peoria, next to the waterfront. Just a few blocks away from Carver Arena. Um, it's a great place to get some great Indian food. Something for everyone, for the whole family, including the kids. And don't worry, they cater to the taste, especially like for kids, because I know some kids don't like spicy food, so you can get just about anything on that menu, um, not spicy. And don't worry, if you like spice, they got you covered there too. Um, Go on down there, check them out, try something new, a little playoff pregame meal, and tell them Wade and Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave sent you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so get over there and get some good Indian food. Well, like I said, weather's starting to break, so on Riverman playoff nights, go over there, eat, keep your car there, park for free. That way, you don't have to park or pay the $10 or $15, whatever it is, to park for that night. So we'll move on. The only really thing that we have for the suitcase report is Massey still with Iowa. I'm not sure if he's going to be back or not. Um, which I don't know what's exactly going to happen with him since Iowa is no longer going to be a franchise next year. So I'm not sure if he'll just get put in a pool and other teams can grab him or not. I'm not sure how that works. Um, for the ones on the IR, I don't. What we got? Chartrand, I think, is still on.
Yep,
Um,
Chartran and
because
one
I think
more.
it's is it Terry Ryder?
Yep.
Yeah, Terry Ryder is the only
Or
two on the
Tyler Ryder. Tyler Ryder.
Tyler Ryder. Tyler. Because remember, it said Terry, but they meant to put Tyler. I remember
Yeah.
that. So with that being said, let's get right into. We'll just do that real quick.
Okay. Bunch of games this weekend. Today, we got Birmingham versus Roanoke, Knoxville versus Huntsville, Macon versus Peoria. Tomorrow, we have Pensacola versus Evansville, Macon versus Peoria, Birmingham versus Roanoke, and then a odd Monday game, if need be, Knoxville versus Huntsville. Those are the
Yeah,
games
which
for this weekend.
Knoxville did win last night. I kind of hope they win again because I will be right with my bracket. Um, I had Knoxville actually beating Huntsville in my bracket. I believe, Wade, did you have Huntsville beating Knoxville, I believe,
Yeah.
on the last show? And then, Ben, I think you had Huntsville beating Knoxville as well.
Yeah.
Um, so it's going to be interesting if Knoxville beats Huntsville. That'd be very interesting. So with that, Wade, um, would you like to get into a game maybe you're watching tonight? Um, I know there was a series that you were watching on the last show, but is there a specific game that you're going to kind of keep your eye on tonight um, uh, within the playoffs?
Yeah. Obviously, three great games tonight. Roanoke and Huntsville obviously need wins to stay in this. So does Macon. I'll actually be at Macon and Peoria game tonight watching. But if I wasn't there and I had to pick another game to watch, my interest would totally be on Knoxville and Huntsville. That was an awesome matchup. I did watch the double overtime game the other night, which is going to be interesting, right? Because they literally did go to double overtime. That's what it took to get a winner. And then, the very next day, they travel to Huntsville now and play. So not much rest after going deep in a game late night. So that should make things interesting in Huntsville. And like I said, a must win for Huntsville if they want to stay in this first round and force a game 3 like Pincy did to Thunderbolts. So going to be a fun game. It was a very physical matchup last night as well with that game. So yeah, if I had to pick a game to pay attention to tonight, that would be the top of my list for sure.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of good, like you said, a lot of good games tonight, and I will also be at the Riverman Macon game. Hopefully, we can just win tonight and get past the first round here, and that way we get maybe a little extra rest too. Because you don't want to go to that third game because the next round is 5 games, so an extra day of rest would be good for the guys. So before we kind of get into tonight's game, I just want to say this. There's been some comments on Facebook. There's been some other stuff going on Facebook, and I would just like to address it. We have never, or we will never, or have we never, or whatever you want to say, claim to be experts on hockey. Not once. Never claimed that I was. We wanted to do this podcast because we wanted our opinions to be heard. We wanted people to have other opinions that may not agree with us. Get in the chat room, post a comment, and we can discuss it.
Right.
Like, grown adults, and not go back and forth saying, well, you're stupid. No, it's called have a conversation like an adult. That's why we kind of wanted to do this show, to give people a place where maybe they want to comment on our opinion and be like, well, I don't really agree with you, and this is why. Okay, well, then we can discuss that. Right. And like I said, the comments are always open. If you don't agree with us, go ahead and comment. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. That's why we kind of wanted to do this show. So we never said we were experts. I will never say it, and the rest of the crew will never say that they're experts on hockey. So I just wanted to kind of get that out there, because I've seen.
At best, I'm a novice, So I mean,
So I mean, it's just one of those deals where it's like, if you disagree with us, come in our comment section. That's why we have the comment section. That's why we wanted to do this, to get other people involved, have conversations. All 3 of us are Riverman fans. We want to see the team succeed. That's what we want to do. If maybe we say Bosch should have started on Thursday, that's just our opinion. You might disagree with us, but that doesn't mean we're idiots. That doesn't mean I'm questioning, everything Trudell does. Now, yes, I will say, I wonder what Trudell's thinking. But at the end of the day, I always usually say, well, Trudell knows what he's talking about. It's just kind of, it's just, I just wanted that out there. And I hope people do like the show. I hope people do come. Like Jared said, he enjoys it. He's actually talked to me many, many times at the game. I just really hope that people are enjoying it. And like I said, you're all welcome to come into the comment section and disagree with us, and we can have a conversation. And we will keep it professional. We'll keep it as grown adults. Now, with that being said, before I before I let Wade address something, Ben, did you have anything to add to that?
Well, like I said, in private, and I'll say it in public, I personally, again, agree with everything what Ty said. But what I'd also like to stipulate is me personally, I like to do this cast to do the elephant in the room or the. Just, I don't want this cast to be a rose stain colored looking through glass, if whatever you want to call it, to the point where it's like you can see no wrong in whatever team you root for. I want to just, I'm looking from the outside in. I'm looking at all the information from all over. And that's why I wanted to do this podcast, is to get all the information out so everybody can, and if, again, as Ty said, if we're wrong, chat's open. Talk with us. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, and that's the thing is if you think I'm hard on the Rivermen, you should hear me during bear season. So,
here's something I was thinking about last night too is, and I'll be done. It's kind of strange how fans of one team, and I'm not picking on any certain team, so get your minds out of the gutter or whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying it's sad when any team, their fan base is more toxic than the rivalry team of the said team. It's just sad. We're here to cheer on the Rivermen, and that's what
we
doing.
should be united as fans, and that's and Wade would probably agree with me. We both want the best for the team, and I'm not saying that just for Rivermen. Like, I've known Bear fans that we talk, and we want the best for the Bears. But hey, if I see somebody playing bad, I'm going to call it out. That's what I do. Same thing with the Chicago Cubs. I call it out.
As much as I don't care for the Blues, I wish the best for the team. I hope they can succeed in whatever. It's just,
well, we're not, so that's okay. But
I know. I'm just saying in general. I just picked that team as I'm just saying, I don't care for a certain team, but I still wish them the best. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Wade, I know you have something you would like to say. So without further ado, the floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, like I said, it was brought to my attention by more. I'm not surprised.
Sorry. I'm learning.
I'm also still kind of surprised, to hear it come from some of our fans. They should know by now. Look, I speak from the heart. I speak from my mind. I'm not afraid to share exactly what I'm feeling, positive, negative. I'm not afraid to push back a little, question things, look at things from another perspective. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. That's why I love being on this podcast, is to look at things from all angles, maybe ask some of the tougher questions, come from a different point of view. Like I said, do I criticize this team? Absolutely. Does that mean I don't support them or don't want them to succeed? Absolutely not. We all have the same goal in mind. Just some nasty things were said about me because, I wanted Jack to start, and for good reason. I didn't just say I want Jack to start and Tino sucks. When did I ever say Tino is not a good goalie? I've never said he wasn't a good goalie. Just Jack is a front runner for goalie of the year. He has the best stats in the league. I just thought it was pretty natural and logical to think he would be the guy getting the nod. It was Tino, to my surprise. He got the 2-0 shutout win over Macon. Couldn't be more happy for him and the Rivermen. And for whatever reason, some Rivermen fans thought it necessary to call me every name in the book because Tino won. Like I didn't want that. Like I'm going against Tino and want him to fail. That, for lack of a better term, is idiotic if you honestly think that I want Tino to fail. I hope Tino gets a shutout all 8 games and raises the cup at the end. I'll be the first one jumping up out of a seat celebrating that. So I don't get the toxicity of people, trying to throw shade just because I came from a different perspective, just because I questioned a motive behind a move on why maybe Coach Trudell would start Tino over Boston. Like I said, I still question that. If you ask me right now, guess what? I still prefer Boston start over Tino. I think he gives us the best chance. That doesn't mean Tino can't win games. Doesn't mean he won't win a game. He's going to play well. He's going to do well. Tino can get the job done too. So, like I said, I never understood that, why people think they have to throw shade because of an outcome of a game when all we're doing is just looking at all angles, front and back, asking the hard questions, if you will. That's why we do this podcast. We love hockey. We love our team. We want to get you guys involved. You're not always going to agree with us. Guess what? Ty doesn't always agree with me. Big Ben doesn't always agree with me.
Right.
We're adults about it. We talk about it, So
Yeah, but we talk about it with being a grown adult. It's
yeah.
not like we start shouting at people, and it's just
Ty doesn't agree with me. He doesn't go, "Well, Wade, you're an idiot." That's not going to
Yeah.
happen. Like
Wait. You can agree to disagree on things, but when it comes to name calling and defamation, that's just a kiddish school thing move. And since we're all adults, we need to act like it.
basically. But that's all I got to say is it's not needed, guys. We all have the same goal. We want the Rivermen to win. We want them to raise the cup at the end. We all have the same goal in mind. Period.
Somebody had a question here. Dale McLean, I hope I'm saying that around. If Rivermen get kicked out, who's your second team y'all got winning? I'll let you guys go first. I'll let you guys do that. I think, like Wade, or were you done with?
I was done with.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. So
yeah,
I was finished.
So here's the question posted: if Rivermen get kicked out, whose second team y'all got winning? So Wade, go ahead and give us yours, and then we'll go Ben, and then we'll go myself. I'll give you mine.
It's a pretty loaded question. Honestly, if Rivermen ain't in it, first and foremost, I just want to see awesome, entertaining hockey. I am a hockey fan. Rivermen happen to be my favorite team, but like I said, I don't just watch my favorite team. I watch hockey. So it's hard. You got a lot of good contenders. 1 through 8, and flip a coin. I mean, there's not a certain team I would be rooting for per se. You got teams like Huntsville and Knoxville. Knoxville was my dark horse team. It would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at them. Huntsville, I've always had a lot of respect for Huntsville and that organization and the way they play hockey. So it's always cool watching them play as well. I guess if you want to say a team I really don't want to see win, maybe Dogs. Not the biggest Dog fan in the world. I respect them to a certain extent, but I'm not the world's biggest Dog fan. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing my dark horse get there, and I wouldn't be mad at getting there either.
Ben, who would you like to see if the Rivermen?
Well, I agree with Wade to flip a coin. So that's basically what I'm going to do is, hey Siri, roll a D8. Evansville Thunderbolts. That's who I'm going to pick.
Oh, wow. So Ben would have the Evansville Thunderbolts winning the cup if the Rivermen get kicked out.
Yes.
I just got a word from Mallory saying boo. So, anywho, I honestly think,
like I said, I rolled the die and the die stopped on 7. And according to the SPHO website, Evansville is the number 7 in the ranking for the playoffs.
That's just standings. I don't know why they redid the standings on there. I looked on there too. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of have to agree with Wade. Knoxville was actually my dark horse pick. Me and Wade actually agreed with Knoxville. So honestly, I kind of root for Knoxville with Mud Dinger, and honestly, if they went and won, the cup, you know what? I think honestly, I probably would go buy some Mud Dinger merch. To be honest, I just, I don't hate the guy, but no, they are not about to get kicked out. If they win tonight,
they're going.
They move on to the next round. So we need to win tonight, and I like I said, I would like them to win tonight so they can get an extra days of rest. My wife said anyone but Evansville or Roanoke. Yeah, we're not big Roanoke fans over here. We're and I saw somebody on there on Facebook ask who should be the MVP, and I saw what Wade put. Even though he's not the biggest fan, Joe Winmar. I mean, you can't disagree with that pick because his points, his assists, his goals. I mean, he's tearing it up this year. But I am not a fan of his at all. But I mean, it's hard to argue with the stats that he has put up. But yeah, that's who I would probably pick if the Rivermen would ever get kicked out. It'd probably be Knoxville. I kind of rooted for Evansville last year once we got, because I wanted them to win because it sucks getting kicked out of the playoffs by a lower ranked team, and then the next round they get beat.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually kind of nice to see Evansville win. Even though I hate to say this, but if Quad Cities was in it, I'd almost, kind of root for them in a way. I mean, even though they're our rival, and I'm not a big fan of, of them, but we like our northern teams to win a little bit, because it's called the Southern Professional League. We like to see our northern teams win and take that. So thanks for the question. Who was it again that asked that question? My mind just went blank. Dale, thanks for the question. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. I'm not going to get in to the other ones. The other comments, I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want an argument started. So we will get right into tonight's game. Tonight is against Macon, of course. They won Thursday night 2-0. Tino looked really good.
Did Ty get froze? Yeah, Ty froze.
So again tonight.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Did I disappear? Could you hear me?
You glitched for 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay. Could you hear me the whole time or no?
No.
Okay. I have a gut feeling we'll probably see Tino tonight since he did look really good on Thursday night, which, hey, whatever. It's not a big deal. Dale also responded here. Evansville is my number one team. Good choice. My next pick would be Knoxville. So yeah, we kind of agree with that. Like I said, I rooted for I rooted for Evansville when they won the cup,
Yeah.
but
It was
this
a great
year,
fight.
yeah, it was. I mean, go from what were they last to so yeah, tonight 7:15 against Macon. Before we kind of analyze that game, Ben, go ahead and give us a little bit of racing news. I know the Big
Yes.
Illini 100 is
Yes,
they raced last night.
We'll get to that, but for now, again, Sunday is practice for Spoon River. High banks, what 3/8, something like that.
Yep, 3/8 mile.
Wide, high banks, super cool. Cars are fast on it. So, if you have a car, it says all classes are welcome. So come there, pay the $35 pit pass, and if you don't race, go there and watch them go around the track. So that way you can understand how they set up and stuff, or how they react. Because I like doing it a lot. I might go. It just depends on how the rest of my day goes tomorrow. But yeah, there's that. And again, race day for the Illini 100. Gates open at 2. There's an autograph session at 3:30. Dirt Vision live. Hot laps at 5:30. And races to follow. And that is the order of events, subject to change. So you can pause that, take a screenshot, whatever. And that's beyond Dirt Vision tonight. And if you don't mind driving all the way to Farmer City, you can do that too, because you still got, what, an hour and a half to get there? So with that said, last night's races real quick and I'll be done. Dirt car modified feature was Cole Falloway, Mike McKinney, Michael Ledford, Trevor Neville, and Dave Weholder. And most notables locals is Kyle Hammer, Ray Bollinger, and Michael Long for the modified races. And the late model race last night was Brandon Shepard, Tim McCready, Nick Hoffman, and Dalton Wilson. And top 5 is Ethan Dotson. Most notables powerhouses are like Bobby Pierce, Dennis Erb Jr., Tyler Erb. There's locals like Timmy Dick, Jason Fager, Unzicker. So, yeah, races are going to be super good tonight. The track looks good, and that's the racing news for today.
All right. So yeah, no, I watched it last night. The races looked pretty good. The track looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there was some good racing last night, and I was glad to see Brandon Shepard win. I hope he gets the win tonight. So again, we'll kind of change over. Wade and Ben, big night tonight for the Rivermen. Like I said, if we win tonight, we move on to the next round. And it also, I think, would give us an extra day of rest, which is always nice in the playoffs because, like I said, next round is best of 5, so not best of 3. So we'll see how that goes tonight. Wade, do you have any comments, concerns about tonight's game?
No, just pretty much, shout out again to the Rivermen winning 2-0. Over Macon last night. Griffin Fox getting both goals. That was awesome to see. Or not Griffin Fox, my bad. Garrett
Divine
getting 2 goals. Divine's been pretty red hot since coming back from his call up. He's been all over the ice, physical on the offense and defensive side. So we need that to continue from Garrett, obviously, and it's fun to see. Biggest note is, again, just the little penalties. We got to clean that up a little. Don't need to be taking all them calls, especially late in the game. And once again, 0 for 3 on the power play. Sound like a broken record, but we really need this power play to to come alive. We only had like one shot on goal on like a 5-on-3, so we got to see better from a power play standpoint. But again, that's just nitpicking. The guys did look great last night. Tino looked great at net. I expect Tino to start tonight and do the same thing. Look great at home. So I'm excited to see what the boys can do for us tonight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll be surprised if Jack would start tonight. I'd be a little surprised. Michael Barnes says many factors could go into Tino starting, but honestly, coach hasn't switched goalies in playoffs since 2023 when Eric went in for the third game in Roanoke series. Yeah. That's kind of like what Guy does. Guy, he picks a goalie and he just rides with them, which, like I said, that's what he does, and he's had success with it. So I can't disagree with him, but maybe if I was in his shoes, I would maybe do it different. But that's just me. That's just an opinion. But like Wade said, Tino looked great on Thursday night. So what we need him to do is, if he starts tonight, we need him to look great tonight. So hopefully that happens. Tommy Swan also has a question. Any others that may sweep?
Hard to predict
Honestly,
sweep.
yeah, that's hard. That's hard to say. I would like to see Knoxville win. Let's see. Against Huntsville, I would like to see Knoxville. Bump them out because that's one less big team that the Rivermen would have to face. But I mean, who knows? I mean, Knoxville might beat them, and then we have to play Knoxville. Knoxville might beat us. So it's flip a coin on that, Tommy. It's just one of those deals where there's just so many factors that go into who you want to win and who you don't want to win.
I mean, as much as I would hate to say, I hate saying it out loud, but if I'm a gambling man, I'd pick Roanoke to sweep the Bulls. But that doesn't mean they will. I think Bulls are still capable of winning in Roanoke. Like I said, it's funny. You can go out there and lose 7-1, and then the next game, you could go out there and win like 5-1 or 5-2 yourself after just losing like that. I mean, that's hockey. So it's really hard to predict sweeps, but if I was a gambling man, like I said, my money would probably be on Roanoke sweeping Bulls, but Knoxville has a shot. Knoxville does have a shot. Huntsville's a tough team to sweep, though, so good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting who wins tonight and who moves on.
Right.
Again, like I said, we're hoping Rivermen come out and play a good game of hockey tonight, and they move on to the next round.
I'm not even going to mention our game.
Yeah, so I would like to see that, but who knows? I mean, but anything else? Anybody else wants to discuss?
I mean, again, like I'll just reiterate things you guys said. And I agree, because you can just flip a coin with any of these 4 series. Because I mean, all these series can pretty much be done today if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be Knoxville and Peoria, and Roanoke and Birmingham, or it could be Huntsville and. If they would, well, it can't be Huntsville, but you know what I'm saying. It's just my point being, it could be anybody's. So of course we like to see the Rivermen, but apparently my D8 decided to pick Evansville. So, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey,
and Knoxville is Wade's and Ty's, and so yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Alrighty. So I think tonight they need to just come out and kind of play like they did Thursday night. They came out with a little bit of fire. They came out with, good thing for Divine. Divine was on his game that night. Defense looked good. So hopefully that continues tonight. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's do the big three. Ben, go ahead and give us your big three, and then we will move on.
Okay, like I said, I think Ty mentioned that he thinks Nick's going to be in there, and I agree with that one for my goalie. And then again, I think Fenton and Terry both need to help Nick keep the goals out, like last night or a couple of days ago. Last night, the last game they played. Jeez. So anyway, my point being is those for the defense and offense. I really would like to see like Ernst, Divine, and Gillette, get the goals in for the team. That's those. And then, like I said last show, with the top three, it's like first goal, control the neutral zone, and help your attendee not get any goals in. Those are my three big things. And as I always say, set the tone, and that's how you set the tone, by protecting your goalie, controlling the neutral zone, and getting the first goal. And that would be my big three.
All right, Wade, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, tonight, like I said, we're going to start with Keith here. I kind of said it, I think, in the last show, and I think it showed in that in Macon, but dictate the pace. When we dictate the pace of play, good things happen. Put a lot of pressure on the opposing team, and we can overwhelm them and really play our game and be in control. So my first key is to dictate the pace tonight, especially being at home. Number two, get the crowd into it. Go out there, be physical, make great plays. We got to do some clean passing. Again, put the pressure on Macon. We got to pretty much suffocate and overwhelm them. So, that'll get the crowd into it, especially if we get the first goal, kind of like what Ben said. And then we can kind of take over from there. Number three, again, would be let's get the offense rolling tonight. No shot's a bad shot. If you got an open shooting lane, put the puck on net. And guys get in front of the net, crash the net, look the tip in, and deflect goals in the net as well. Get to those rebounds. Got to keep the pressure on Macon. Can't let them think they can come back in this game. Got to end it here tonight in Peoria so we can move on to the second round, have that extra day of rest, as Ty said, and just not mess with it. Let's just end things tonight. Let's see. Players that I would like to see tonight on defense, our veteran Corey Dennis. I can see him having a big game tonight. When he gets himself involved offensively, good things happen for Corey Dennis. That's when you know he's really in the game. When you see him, crashing low and putting the puck on the net as well, he's normally feeling pretty confident and really involving himself in the game. So that's what I want to see from Corey. Obviously, he's a grade A defender. I want to see him be confident and involve himself in the offensive side of things too. Number two, I got Mike Gillette. This man's due. He's due. He's been out there playing hard. we know what Mikey can do when he gets on a roll. He's just missing that goal, that one goal for us, and hopefully he can get it tonight. I see good things coming for Mikey, and hopefully he can help put making mayhem away tonight. And last but not least, I got Matt Wiesner. Like I always said, you got to do the little things right to help set this team up for success. Matt Wiesner does those little things right more times than not. Winning the face-offs, winning puck and board battles. This man is not afraid to get in the dirty areas of the game and put his body on the line. I've really come to respect that a lot about Wiesner on our side. So, yeah, I think we could see a big game from Wiesner and hopefully help us succeed tonight and putting away making mayhem. That's my big three for this evening.
All right, my big three. We'll start with big three for the game. Win one-on-one battles. There's a lot of one-on-one battles sometimes that they need to win, and that if that's a winger versus our goalie, if that's a defender against a winger, you got to win those one-on-one battles. My other one is board battles. That's my second. Win the board battles, get the loose pucks. It seems like we were doing pretty good with that on Thursday, not letting too many loose pucks go to the other to Macon. And my third is get pucks on net. You never know what's going to happen. I see that a lot of our players are going in front of the net now. So, I mean, you can get a tip. Just shoot it to the net. Maybe you get a tip. Maybe you get a lucky bounce off a rebound and get a goal. My three big three players, we joke about this all the time, but Wade stole one of mine. It was Wiesner. Matt Wiesner. He, like he said, he's doing the small things right. He's a very good face-off guy. He gets physical when he needs to, and I think he's a very smart player when it comes to where he needs to be and what he needs to do. My second one is kind of like a Matt Wiesner. He kind of reminds me of a Ben Assad a little bit. Is Connor Schmuel. He's very fast. He gets in the forecheck when he can. He tries to win those board battles, as what I said earlier, and he always looks for a pass that's going to set up his teammate in a good position. My third one is Michael McChesney. I would like him to kind of step up from being back and get some goals tonight. And it just would be nice to see him get back on track, because there's been games where he's been looking very good, and then there's some games where you don't really hear about him very much. So I would like him to get back to that, and that would be my big three. William Jones commented saying, I think we'll be moving on tonight, but we can't take them for granted. They are not going to lay down for us. They have to win, and we must be ready for them. It's definitely not over yet until the game is done. And it's true. I mean, Macon's going to fight. They're like you said, William, they're not just going to lay down. It's playoff season now. Anybody can win, It's kind of like it's a new season, It's like starting a whole new season when you come to the playoffs. I mean, for example, look at what Evansville did last year. They were ranked eighth or seventh, and they won the cup. So I mean, anything can happen.
Took out the number one and number two team.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I agree. They're not just going to lay down. We need to be playing our top game. So before we wrap anything else, wrap up everything, does anybody else have anything they want to say or?
Well,
talk about
I'm
real
gonna
quick?
I'm gonna reiterate everything we talked about, just to in case someone came in halfway through. We're not experts. We don't claim to be. We're just the three guys who love Peoria hockey and Peoria women hockey in general. We're stating our opinions, and sometimes our opinions are wrong. And if you have an issue with our opinion, come in a adult manner. Come to our chat room and chat with us, and we'll gladly chat. And if it's something that's gonna we think start an argument, message us. And Ty or I or I mean even Wade will let Wade know, and we can all talk it over as adults. That's all we're asking, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
there's the races tonight over at Farmer City. Getting ready here within the next hour. So watch that on Dirt Vision. If not, fly down there and watch it. That's all I gotta say.
Wade, you got anything?
No, nothing at all. No,
Just ready to get to the Carver Arena, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
Yeah.
blame him. I don't blame him.
ready.
So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for liking, sharing. We had a pretty good chat room today. Thank you for everybody that commented in the chat room. We will see you again next Wednesday. Time is to be announced because it's just been. I got one more week of spring hockey, and then we should probably be able to go back to our old time for that. So, on behalf of myself, Big Ben, Wade, thank you. Y'all enjoy your Saturday. Either you're going to Farmer City or you're going to Carver Arena to watch playoff hockey. Either way, be safe tonight. And
Yeah.
Wade, we always try to keep it which style on this podcast?
We always try to keep it Riverman style.
All right. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.